Hi guys, my name is Borodante, and welcome back to my horror game development. Today I wanted to break the pattern a little bit of just working on the whatever comes up in Unreal Engine, and instead finished working on one of our basic enemies for the game, which is of course Guts, the one enemy that was rigged, animated, and completely put in the game. So here's the guy. Let me turn on the real-time rendering. Here he is, but one thing is missing, and that's textures. And as you guys can see, I'm back to using actual Megascans assets for the forest. So everything is nice and texturized, while Guts really stands out without any textures, so I thought, let's fix that. So I opened the latest Blender project and grabbed this model of our character. This is like the LOD0 model. Yeah, it has projected normal maps that I just projected right in Blender. I do remember you guys mentioned that it's best to send the high definition model to Substance Painter to improve things, but I went ahead and of course just used whatever I have here. So here I am, all set up. And yeah, today I want to just spend some time to find the look for neonates, because we did that a little bit in Blender and, well, the job definitely wasn't finished. I ended up choosing the white palette, like very flashy, skinny kind of look, instead of the black goop version that we used to have before when I just started modeling these guys. But yeah, that was about it. I have a few things planned, and I'm still sticking to that original plan of the white flashy design, where each neonate will have, first of all, there's two parts of each model for each enemy. One of them is like egg white, another one is egg yolk, because again, these basic enemies, they're like only the embryos, neonates, literally, of the actual enemies that are to come later in the game after this demo level that I'm working on right now. So they are pretty much like a cracked egg. So it's just an egg yolk and an egg white. There will be some particle effect about dripping goop from them, so I need to keep that in mind a little bit, but mostly it's just a little hint. Overall, we just want to have these cool looking designs, and so egg yolk, I still need to find its look. So far, I just slapped a little like leather texture on it, and this is so far the color I've been thinking about. And the egg white, like the rest of the surface here, I'm still learning the controls. It's very hard. Blender, Unreal Engine, and now Substance Painter, all of them have such different controls for the camera. This is crazy. But yeah, this is like basic skin kind of look. I set up the skin translucency, so I'll be able to work on that a little bit. But overall, the egg white, it's supposed to be like basic, very pale white skin with a certain like rednesses on like elbows and, you know, everywhere. Kind of like this pale skin that's kind of red from the cold. And yeah, so the basics of this design is gonna be this fleshy outside part with the dirt, with some wounds, like this monster rubbed against something and hurt themselves a little bit, but nothing crazy, but like some redness and all that. But each neonate will also have kind of like the inside area of this egg white. So if this is the outside, in here somewhere where we have like a little hint from the normal map right here, so that stuff is where like the skin, like the outside skin ends, and not necessarily as a wound, maybe like the insides of a mouth kind of thing, like that kind of fleshy part starts. It will be more glossy, it will have much more complex ridges and repeating patterns, because this is where I need to keep in mind and not forget to add certain hints of the touch of infinity, that idea that I introduced in the beginning of working on the game, where everything supernatural will have something that looks like it would be just repeating forever, like an imprint of that something that's forever. And some other characters that are much bigger and more dangerous, the ones I call manifestations, those will be like the full infinity in flesh, like the infinite arm we're going to have in the game that I'll need to work on a lot as well. So yeah, there will will be some kind of, maybe, like, I'm seeing it as, like, Geiger style repeating lines or something like that in like normal map or height map. So yeah, we'll see about that. Another thing that's really important, as I'm working right now, I'm working on this neonate, but we're really working on all of them. So it really needs to be like all set up in a way that I'll be able to more or less easily repeat it on other characters. And luckily it's more or less easy to do in Substance Painter, since it's all about, you know, it's not really for painters much, but more for people who slap procedural masks and use presets of materials everywhere, stuff like that. So that's pretty much the way things will be approached. Right now, I created this basic skin, which is like this material, and a red skin, which is this layer. And so I'll be able to recreate that to start with creating the basic flesh look. So right now I'll add these rednesses. So this layer right here is gonna be adding this specific red color. Pure red didn't look very good, but a little bit like tomato color is the good stuff. Like it starts looking pretty good. Okay, some normal masking going on, pretty intense. I should tone that down for sure. Backface cooling and angles. I guess that's it. Like if I remove it completely, I'm just painting all over. But also we could just make angles much stronger, which is kind of cool, right? It's sort of only masking when it's really starting to face away. That's actually kind of cool. I never seen, say, like when the angles go stronger than 90 in this kind of setting for the brush. Overall, this is Substance Painter Steam Edition 2022. They already have 2023 on Steam, but I so far see no reason to buy that. And yeah, they finally fixed, I don't know if you guys saw my previous video in Substance Painter, but they finally fixed the problem with the interface showing up on the high density displays. So things are looking nice and of proper scale with proper pixel density, like everything's sharp. Oh, that's pretty intense. So yeah, I forgot to mention this specific tomato color, and we definitely should be lowering the roughness. It's pretty high, 0.75, isn't it? Like, it's looking very shiny here. Apparently it's a common problem where things like, I'm pretty sure 0.75 will be super rough looking in Unreal Engine or Blender or pretty much anything else. I don't know why it looks so glossy there. But yeah, let's go with a solid 0.3. Alright, I hope this won't be too matte, because I think it will. I mean, we can always, again, we should try and keep things as modular and procedurally defined as possible. So if roughnesses are off, I'll go back to the skin and quickly tweak it to get more shiny. So yeah, this is a nice palette. I like the way it's showing up. I wonder if this is gonna look good. Like, I'm not sure, like, I didn't necessarily see these giant sausages of his as being very red or anything. Oh my god, that's very intense. Oh yeah, this awesome view in here. Oh my god. Awesome view, but the controls I still cannot. Also, it's right on the seam, so it's no help. So yeah, this is how I modeled the guy and how I rigged him. So I could use like a rig to quickly put him in like more of a spread arms pose to apply that pose and export the mesh in that pose. I can still do it actually, it would totally update just fine, but I don't think I need it. Overall, by the way guys, keep in mind, maybe you will see like not the best quality. Like if you are working as an assets artist or character artist, this won't be anywhere near your level of work, because as I always keep repeating, like, I'm not here as a character artist. I need to make the whole game happen, so I won't be spending too much time going crazy with perfect UVs, for instance. I did actually a pretty quick unwrapping of this guy, so there's a little bit of a twitch right there in the UV maps, so there's something wonky going on. to me it's totally fine. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna ruin the experience. So yeah, paying a lot more attention to like the bigger picture, the actual colors, choices, you know, what the actual spot of this enemy will look like on the screen. That's the kind of stuff we really need to not fail, because otherwise it will be pretty lame. So yeah, I ended up filling that inside part with a lot of red. We do need to have like a separate material for that maybe, but also it won't hurt to have all this redness serve as like a base for it, so I'll just keep going for now. Yeah, a lot of very questionable redness in the genital area, just because horrors. Yeah, by the way, I have I have this Google search on iPad open right here. The prompt is creepy flash beef skin. And yeah, I just turned off the safety filter. And I have some stuff for inspiration, just in case. So far, he looks like he fell asleep on the beach. So yeah, I'm also kind of going with the practice of overdoing and then toning down the opacity. So I did everything very strong, and then we just, you know, we can tweak this. So it will be probably more like this on the 75%. Now I want to add like a fill layer that will be... I need a moment to remember the best way to do it. Is it like generators that I need to be using? Like a cavity mask, pretty much I need to have like some kind of sweaty, darker skin in all the folds of the skin and everything. And it will be on top of the redness layer, so it will take it into account, sort of. None of you look like a generator. I don't know. I know a fill layer will definitely do. So we'll need scattering, probably not. Opacity, I should turn that off at all. Same as emission, we won't be using those. I'm guessing just color and roughness. The only thing is color should be in like multiply straight away. And roughness should be like kind of pretty shiny, maybe 0.25. Let's go pretty strong. So yeah, the color like this. Oh yeah. Yeah, I want yellowness. It's like the best part. Like in Silent Hills PT, they used these like cadaver yellow decomposition on the skin kind of thing. It's of this very specific just yellow present on the skin. Well, it's not gonna be that, but you know, still kind of cool. So yeah, let's go back to the idea of masks. So wait, add generator, right? That's the one. So I usually always go straight for some kind of just basic cavity map, but in here we have these complex cool things. What about dripping? Why is everything black and white? I thought I was going to have a mask. Actually, why did I think that? Yeah, it's still very enigmatic to me. What's the difference between a filter and a generator? How do I use something as just a mask? Oh, right, I remembered. Okay, so to each layer, you can add like these magical things, right? But here's the thing, you can add it to the layer itself, or you can add it to the mask, and it's like a separate stack of things. And we add generator, now it's added to the mask, and that's awesome. So in here, let's go back to that dirt, and now it's an actual mask. Cool. Also, I'm hating how the arms are casting all these shadows right on the body. That's not helpful. We'll keep that in mind for the future. Maybe I will eventually re-import this guy then, because this is not great. But of course, maybe there is this the grunge amount, or... Like, I know it's doing all its things based on my created textures right here, like ambient occlusion texture. As far as I understand, that's the one that's working as a mask for this thing. So yeah, this guy. I mean, I could regenerate it using a much shorter distance, but it would also be bad, although I do need it to work exactly in the like tiny folds of the skin, not the giant stuff ever. Max occluder distance, secondary rate. Yeah, max occluder distance. Can we get like a preview when I'm tweaking this, or... Okay, I think I'm seeing more attention to tiny things and less attention to the arms, but it's still there. What if we go very low? It's baking much faster. Can it also take into account the normal map? I'm not sure if it is. Maybe it is doing that. Do you? I think you do use the normal map. Yeah, that looks like a normal map being used for sure. Oh, wow. That's a decent start. I'm hating that the texture of this dirt is having a seam like this. It's not... Or it is seamless. Hold on. It's just my UV map seams. That means we should be using not the UVs, but triplanar projection, but I'm not sure if it's available anywhere. Oh, triplanar blending contrast. So are you using it? Because it doesn't seem like you're using it. So it's kind of telling me that it's solely triplanar, but it doesn't look like it. Dirt contrast. We need higher contrast with a lower level. Maybe not so much. Grunge scale. Ooh. Oh, wow. Whoa, what kind of look is that? It's like chopping it up like that. No matter what the texture is, there's something else going on, I guess. This is a complex thing. Yeah, what's up with these, like, diagonal lines? Whoa. Oh my god, I haven't seen it. Was it here before? Triplanar used, yes. And stop using the custom grunge, it's gross. What the hell? Why is it not on by default to begin with? Like, when's there scenario where just throwing a random grunge texture on the model will totally play along with the seams on UV? Like, it's still there though. What the hell? I mean, it's a good start. Let us add... This is pretty intense. But let us add the material for that insides part. It may be somewhat close to this, to the skin redness, but going a bit stronger than that. I was actually thinking to introduce, like, around the egg yolk, there should be like a gradient that's maybe a bit darkening the skin to increase like the contrast next to the egg yolk. But more on that later. Right now, yeah, we'll actually increase scattering with this guy, and we'll probably be using these things. So yeah, pure red just doesn't work, but this is pretty good. I think I want it to be pretty strong and not too dark, because it's still gonna have a lot of holes and cool details on it. So holes are dark and details are cool, so no need to add to the darkness. So this is where we define specifically where those inside parts propagate. So they kinda finish here. And yeah, I think I'll be adding more cool stuff to this material, like it needs to have some kind of meaty normal map going on it to look dope. But maybe not too intense, or maybe placed mindfully, because somewhere I want to add those cool repeating patterns. Always a complicated question. How much do I want to mutilate their butthole? Let's go a bit more defined, like following the shape a bit. Maybe in between the tits, right here, there will be a little bit of that redness left. I wonder if I can just apply like a noise to the edges of this mask. Is it a filter? Oh wow, that looks like a thing. Blur slope filter. Oh, it's kind of like, not mosaic, but some kind of like just breaking things into flat spots, right? Oh, honestly, this is kind of dope. Funny how it's called quality, but it's like the best slider. Oh, so that's why you're called quality. It's quality around the UV seams or something. I mean, it's still messed up. So the action is like happening here in the 2D world. Oh, I love this. Painting through like a live filter. So it's like changing the shape of my brush stroke in real time. Super lagging and everything, but it's worth it. See, I'm thinking to propagate this whole insides part down to the very bottom of the legs. Because first of all, it's kind of like just they're open inside, and that's the way the other neonate goes very specifically. The main one, the one that has the arm in the middle, he has like the stuff open all over his legs. But also it's just like this flash would be like dripping down like this. So it kind of makes sense for it to go all the way down, even if it's like not the flash itself, it's the fleshy goop that's dripping off of it. Also, you guys should be kind of chopped off as I think about it. Right, I was thinking like, how do I get rid, as I realized, like there's still this bump mapping of the skin texture. But like, I hate it. I want to get rid of it. But I don't want to lose the normal mapping of my sculpt. Can I kind of like cover one thing and not cover another thing? I think I can if I do like replace. Yay, I think it works. Yeah, it's definitely having normal maps on it. If we go here, for instance, and look, yeah, it's definitely normal mapped, but without the skin. Because that normal map of the actual sculpt is defined right here. It's like the part of the mesh. That stuff can't be covered up, overridden in any way by the layers. Makes things much easier. But yeah, another thing I want to try is, of course, playing around with the height of this layer, because that's like the best thing to do. I think it should be inwards. Yeah, dope. Maybe blur on this thing? It's kind of funny looking, of course. I wonder if there's other options? Like ocean ripple distortion effect, please. That would be perfect right now. What about warp? Sounds good, right? Oh yeah. Oh my god. Whoa, it's doing a lot of work for me here. But I'm not sure I need that, but geez. So yeah, what's funny is it looks like this because I have a very soft, like fading, smooth gradient on the edge. And if I make it much sharper, it will look much more cooler. Much more cooler. Oh wow, this is dope. A UV seam is kind of looking through there. I wonder if it has anything to do... No, I think this noise is, it's procedural, so it has nothing to do with the seam. It's just in the fact that this filter is applied in the UV space in general, so it's gonna have a little bit of an issue with that in general, so we can just work with that, I think. Yeah, this is kind of dope looking. This is just like a torn kind of edge of this fleshy part. Is kind of cool. This is looking a bit more interesting when the skin is on these pelvis corners. Let's throw some kind of normal map noise or something on it. Flakes, I like the sound of that. I would love to be able to control it a bit though. Yeah, definitely triplanar here. Oh, that's very choppy. Maybe something else then. I mean, we can just apply a blur, right? So that would be another filter specifically, yeah, for the normal map and nothing else, and it's a blur. Boom! How cool is that? These are very useful. Like, it looks artificial, but think about adding like another blur on top or something, and then it's like a very cool texture that's giving these awesome changes in angles. And yeah, you just blur it down a little bit, and this is kind of cool. Okay, let's add that layer around the egg yolk and see what kind of color of the actual egg yolk works with it. Like, the theme color is yellow, mustard, but this particular material should get pretty dark. And I'm not sure about being super reflective there necessarily. Although it wouldn't make too much sense for these guys to not be reflective, since they're cracked eggs. So yeah, this kind of business. Not too strong though, not that strong for sure. I don't want to break the overall contrast of the guys being like kind of mostly white. They should be brighter than the forests. No, I won't be adding this to his tentacles. That should be like an actual forest dirt should be a separate material. This thing is specifically the stuff that happens around the egg yolk. Oh, that's kind of cool. Like, he almost becomes black and white there. It should feel like weird. Okay, so blur is just not something to use with this ambient occlusion filter, because it's exposing all of the seams. I'm not sure how exactly it's supposed to work. But yeah, with zero blur, the problems are minimal. But yeah, we can also add a little bit of this warp on top, and then color correction. Yeah, it's alright, it's definitely attracting the attention to the head. Let's add a pass of like the dirt from the forest, and then maybe I'll be able to quickly see what it looks like in Unreal Engine. Let's just use this dirt. So this is like a big preset of all this stuff, creating like a whole folder. Although inside of it is like one thing. Looking very dumb. It's very like, it's like wet mud. It's not really like the dirt. I need something a bit more vague, I guess. Also, I need to make it like more at the bottom, whatever. Can I paint that to be at the bottom and you'll make sense out of it? Guess not. Ooh, position gradient. What is that? Looks like more dirt everywhere. Invert. There you go. It's like mostly at the bottom now, right? Okay, we're getting close. Global contrast. Maybe this will make things less intense. I guess I can just paint it away wherever I don't like it, that's all. Okay, of course this fleshy part will look quite a bit unfinished, probably. Okay, so let's say we have this, let's just check it out. How do I export textures? Scattering, roughness, normal map, base color. Makes sense to me. The only thing is, of course, normal map shouldn't be 8-bit. What the hell? Let's go with 16. Also, PNGs are insane, right? But this is definitely not the final version anyway, so... Alright, so egg white. There is another material as well. Let's import some stuff. Alright, that happened. And this works, good. Let's see, at the very least we need you like that. Egg white normal map. Can I like replace like that? Scattering. Yeah, so this is what's at the very least also multiplied with the base color, but then I want to have like this control. And that's it for the egg white. Let's do the same for the egg yolk. And nothing's showing up. Okay, egg yolk is showing up for sure all the way. Oh wow, that's an intense... Yeah, I remember there was a thing about like it's applying some kind of extra sharpening to the normal map when it's exporting it. That's why it's looking way stronger than it did there. But what about egg white? Oh, it's like not applied. Why? I said save everything, it's always like that in Unreal. Whoa, you're right. Those reflections are trash. I guess I can't use you like that anymore. Oh, it's not even helping. That's great. Oh no, that's looking terrible. Or, I mean, maybe it's just the environment? Like, maybe that's normal? Pretty fun, pretty sharp. I like the skin texture showing up. This is ridiculously blurry. Anyway, let's see it in action. Where are you at? Here you are. Yeah, these reflections are weird. I'm gonna need to do something differently. Hello. How does the wound... Oh my god. Yeah, I made them a lot more aggressive too. He's gonna kill me. Like, it fits very well with that red color of his belly. The wound color. Ooh. I mean, not that bad, but definitely missing some zhuzh. I don't know. Like, the contrast is gone. He's like blending in with the ground at all. So I'm gonna make him brighter, probably. But when fallen on the ground, looking alright. What about this look? I mean, alright, they're like wearing red swimsuits. My favorite part is actually the egg yolk and like this whole black area, like dark area around the egg yolk generally is the best. Like, the fleshy part is way too flashy, like it needs to be toned down a lot. And the skin will probably be paler. But yeah, more of a vague bloodiness and fleshiness will be much better. But yeah, I guess for now this is it. yeah, that's how quickly and how beautifully you die right now. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Maybe you have some ideas, some references for me to check out. But yeah, these are my thoughts for now. We'll show you guys what Guts looks like with paler skin and really something done with that fleshy area that's just brutal. But for now, this is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! Ooh, nice shine from the flashlight. That's looking so good. Like, the head area is just so nice. Really cool. That area right there. That area. That area. Ah!